You are going to be so mad at me this weekend.
Why?
Because it's one of those nights you're going to have to edit shit.
Oh, dear God.
No.
Welcome back to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. That's right, bitches. It's me, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, and Josh, I wear a beanie in the summer, motherfucking Chambers.
I mean, it's winter, though.
But he does it in the summer, too.
Okay.
I did. I was sweating in my own living room.
So, welcome back. We're here to break down Season 40, Episode 15, Thinking Thin Era. No. Send me an angel.
Yeah, I was going to say, how is it that the magazines are like, you know, and I can't come up with the right word right now, but they're coming up with a better title. They were all like send me an angel. And I was like, that's clever. That's better than the actual episode title. Like,
You know what I would have named it? Coochie Tunnel.
Coochie Tunnel.
I mean, I could come up with a lot of names, but
Tight in them coochie tunnels.
All you're going to be doing is beep, beep, beep. Because it's all going to have references towards Vietnam.
Oh,
so
let's just.
Oh, no.
Let's just not do it.
Look, sometimes you got to pop out and show them.
Oh my God.
Yo, Bananas made a joke on his podcast.
What did he say?
So can you cut it? Can
Yeah.
you not? Okay.
Yeah. We'll just beep it out.
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, isn't that what Rick says all the time? But isn't that bad? I don't know what that means. I'm a dumb American. I don't know my history.
I'm a dumb American. I don't know shit.
It's distasteful, and in my line of work, I can't have that out there.
Yeah.
If I had
Gotcha.
Banana's job, I would say whatever the fuck I wanted to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But because we make $0 from this podcast at all times, I actually pay for us to do this podcast. That's the real
But
honest
just
truth.
just think, if 3,000 people were standing in your house, that would be a lot of people.
That's a lot of
That
people.
would not be possible.
Yeah, I don't think
Not that big of a
Exactly.
house.
Exactly.
they wouldn't fit.
I would call the police.
They wouldn't fit, just like in the Coochie Tunnel. Full circle. Full circle.
I was curious about a couple of them. And there were some people that have already gone home that I was like, I don't know that they would have fit down the coochie tunnels.
I was waiting. I was like,
yeah.
nope. No.
Yeah. I don't know if CD could have got down there.
The helmet,
And then made it through because he just,
the helmet barely made it through.
yeah.
They had to take their GoPro off, go in there, and then put it back on.
Oh, I was wondering why they were holding the camera. That makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
so before we get into the episode and do our deep dive of talking shit, let's get, the 30,000 foot view. What are you grading this episode?
I'll give it I'll give it like a B. It wasn't like a superb episode, but I enjoyed watching it. The daily was interesting and there were some parts that were enjoyable to watch. And then, the elimination had some really good potential. I just think it was not a very good matchup. And then there was some fun stuff through the episode. So, I mean, it wasn't anything like great, but it wasn't terrible. So I'm gonna go with a B, just a B.
Yeah. What you got, Josh?
A-.
There you go.
It was a great daily, something I couldn't do because I couldn't fit. But even if I could, I would have been like Bananas. I would have been yelling. I would have been screaming. I would have been like, fuck it. I ran out of time. The entertainment back at the house, the birthday entertainment, dude, loved every minute of it. Missed that stuff. I know Corrina talks about it all the time, that's the stuff that they miss, dressing up and having fun. We got all of that. And then Cara just doing her thing.
Yeah, she was getting it, dude.
I loved it.
Like,
And then to the elimination, yeah, you have a big difference, but I mean, Jenny at the time was bigger than Tori in the hall brawl, and Tori won that. So
that's true.
And Aviva's scrappy, and she's toned for her size. So I don't want to take that away. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, I'm gonna have some stuff to say about Aviv when we get to the elimination later tonight.
So that's why I give it an A-. It was all around great episode for me.
I like it.
I like it.
Katie?
I feel like Josh changed my score because I was going to say B, but I'll give it an A minus. Because I do agree with like all the funhouse stuff and the party and just some of the conversations we got this week. I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give it away now. We'll get there. But
Yeah, hold the suspense.
yeah, we got to keep some of it.
Can't bust our load right away like they did in the Coochie Tunnel. Anyways.
I hope the listeners are ready for this episode.
This was marked explicit.
Do not listen to this episode around your kids. Just
Literally,
straightforward.
please.
Not safe for work.
You should put that on everything.
I will.
Do not listen in front of your kids.
It is explicit.
Okay. Getting back to my 30,000 foot view, though.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give it an A. And I'm going to
Wow.
give it that because on a curve, if you think about it, there's 10 people left?
Yes.
10, 11 people left at this point at the end of the episode 10. So there's not a lot of interactions that are happening. It's basically people are in their groups. So you're not going to get a lot of natural entertainment like when there's 20 or 15 people or 16 people. And so with that in mind, almost every part of this episode was entertaining at one point or the other.
That's
like the daily was new and interesting, and I ended up really liking it. The ending puzzle, which would normally be boring, was funny because TJ's interaction with the cast. The elimination had phenomenal potential, and Aviv is scrappy. I didn't see anything wrong with it except for the very beginning was kind of boring to me. That was the only part.
You changed my mind.
Yeah.
You guys changed my mind. I'll give it an A minus. I'll give it an A minus.
Boom. Look what happened.
Yeah, I
Look
didn't.
at
I
you guys go.
wasn't a big fan of the intro portion. But you're right. Like there really wasn't anything wrong with the episode. I think I was just a little bit disappointed by the actual matchup of the elimination. But I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed watching the daily because when I saw the preview for it, I was like, oh, that's going to be a boring ass daily to watch. But it was actually quite entertaining. So you know what?
Yeah.
You guys changed my mind. A minus.
Well, and that's kind of my thing is like taking out like what I wanted. Because what I wanted was to see a different matchup. I wanted to see Rachel and Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Aviv's a hell of a competitor, but
Yeah, she put on a good show.
Rachel and Jenny is a phenomenal matchup for that.
Yeah.
And I would love to see how it would have went down.
Yeah.
And would I have wanted either one of those two to go home? No, I want to see both those girls run a final together.
Yeah.
But I just think that would have been fire.
Yeah.
Fire
No.
emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
All the fire emojis.
Fucking hot take.
Just that's right.
That's right. I
That's
like.
That's right.
Anyways, all right. So getting into this episode, the first thing I want to talk about is the little foreshadowing that they've been doing with the pictures that turn
The
into
flashback scene, yeah.
Okay, so what was me and Corrina really talked about this, and we thought like they were trying to mislead us as viewers, basically saying that maybe somebody wasn't gonna save
True.
Banana, maybe make him a target.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were trying to throw us off the scent a little bit. What do you guys think about this? Or do you guys see something else in the overall connection? Or are we looking way too deep in this shit like we always do?
I don't know. I feel like it could be that we're looking too deep, but it could be that we're not because you never fucking know. But it could just be that they were like, oh, there's two friends going in. And this was about Johnny going in against Leroy. So
Oh, I didn't think about that.
it could be that, but also it was so dramatic. Like I don't know.
And that's the thing. Like the Coochie Tunnels, we go deep and it's tight.
We keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
It's also full of bats and spiders.
And spiders.
And fire ants.
And I did hear Aviv said she came out with a rash.
Look, the Coochie Tunnel hasn't isn't seeing the traffic it once did.
No.
You know, its prime was probably about 40 years ago or so.
It had its good heyday in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, longer than that. See, age of myself, I think 20 years ago was the 90s.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. I don't math, so sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so honestly, we put this up on our stories and a lot of people on our Instagram ended up writing in and almost every single person said the same thing, that they took it as kind of, production trying to mislead us into thinking that perhaps Kyland would flip on Michelle and actually throw her in as payment for 39.
That's good.
And I thought that was interesting. But then I also thought, there's a connection there between Bananas getting flipped on in the flashback scene and then the girls both being in there. I think it definitely was them trying to mislead us. I don't know exactly which situation they had in mind, but I do think they were trying to mislead us because if you think about it, so far this season, it's the only flashback scene that has no direct tie to something that happened in this show. So I think at this point, they just know that we're looking at that, right? Like they know we're relying on that as like our little foreshadow for what to watch for. And so, I think that maybe it was a mislead because I literally, I've watched the episode 3 times. I cannot get it to connect to anything that actually happened. Yeah. And neither can anybody who's been on our stories in the last, 24 hours. And that's been a lot of people. So
thank you, Tori.
Yeah, thanks, Tori. I looked at our story numbers and I was like, holy shit, what is going on? And then I saw Tori shared it and I was like, oh, Tori shared our story. Okay, that makes sense now.
So, Josh, what do you think? Are we getting too deep into this or did you see some
No. Dude, I was thinking hard into it too, but I was thinking at the tunnels? End, yeah. But it was just good. I just thought it was going to end up just being friend versus friend.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that aspect that it was 2 friends getting put in against each other.
Because he went against Leroy.
He ended up going against Leroy in that one. Yeah,
forgot about that. That's interesting. Speaking of alliances. How are you guys feeling about the Cory Cara, number 1 alliance, the CC alliance, 10 CCs perhaps?
I don't know. It's weird, but I like it.
Both physical powerhouses.
Yes.
Right? One is a puzzle king.
Puzzle king. I feel like we need that on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, puzzle king or puzzle master.
Or
shout out to Cara. But yeah. I like it. I enjoy both of them immensely on the show, especially this season. I'm really enjoying them. So I'm rooting for them. I really actually like them.
Can one of them math?
that was going to be my
So
they couldn't be partners, but working as allies, I like it. But as partners, they don't balance each other enough.
Can I introduce Corrina's hot take?
Oh God, what is it?
Super hot take, and I didn't even think of it this way.
You're going to want to introduce somebody else's hot take?
Yeah, because it's that. Well, I'm introducing it for her. I'm going to remind her because she doesn't know what it is right now. But Cory paired up with another male that we were talking about earlier. That hot take.
Yeah. Cara and Kyland.
Oh, yes.
As a pair.
Yes, I loved it so much.
Right.
Both physical powerhouses, both decent to really good endurance. We haven't really seen.
Both have great curly hair.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And I am a fan of that.
Very beautiful to look at.
Yes.
Yeah, we discussed hair in person.
And then Kyland's got the puzzles and math thing. You know what I mean? Whatever Cory can't figure out, Kyland's got that.
Yeah. Cory will be
very strong and fast.
Cory will be more boisterous and looking out in a social aspect, as far as emotions and kind of Kyland's going to be the more analytical, no, let's not go with emotions. They're going to balance each other. Hot take, but great take in my opinion.
I love it.
I think they'd be awesome together.
And that has nothing to really do with other than a small conversation they have later in the show, which we'll go over. But
I still like it.
What was the point of Bananas talking shit about Cara? It was.
This scene, like, honestly, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I was like, wait a minute, isn't that like what everybody like does? You just kind of like, especially the vets, like you just kind of chill in the beginning. Mm-hmm. You let all the people who were really battling for it fight it out. And then when shit starts getting, down to the nitty gritty, you start like playing a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the best of the best do it, including Bananas.
CT's known for it.
The difference. The difference is that Bananas couldn't play that way this season because he was target number one straight from the beginning. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just, I don't know. I was like, come on, dude. Like, I just, and then all the girls sitting around just agreeing with it when they were fucking doing the same thing, especially like Aviv. That was literally what she said when individual. She was like, I just got to sit back and, nobody really knows me here. So I just got to not make anybody mad and just let these people battle out their battles and just kind of be quiet. And, so it's like, oh my God.
No one wants to draw attention to it. So they're just going to point it at the other person.
Yeah.
Like, well, she's a good target.
Yeah, now that Laurel's gone, Banana's picking on her.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And he's just like, all right, well, I got to take the eyes off of me somehow. Put the attention back on Cara, and Cara's over there just having a blast.
Well, and here's the thing is like, it's a foregone conclusion that you guys are like, as soon as Tori's out, Cara's public enemy number one to Bananas Angels. Like, we already know this. But it just seems like, dude, everybody's playing the game hard right now. You're down to the final couple eliminations, and then you're going into the final to win $500,000. Right. Now, what I think is wild, and me and Corrina were talking about this, is the fact that nobody has thrown Jordan in this whole season.
No, for real.
How has he not been put in? Like
once.
Yeah, he's been made a target once.
Yeah, but
and then didn't he win or something? Is that why he didn't end up getting thrown in? Yeah, yes. I think he won the next daily or something. But anyway, or somebody who was on his side, Cory won or something. But
he won and they didn't have to have a deliberation.
But this is off subject, and we'll get back into the podcast, or not the podcast, but the episode. Podcast. We're just talking shit about the challenge. Welcome to our show. No, if Jordan, let's say hypothetically, completely hypothetical, because we don't know and anything can happen, but let's say he does go the rest of the season, doesn't go into elimination, gets to the final, wins. Is this like one of his best seasons ever?
I mean,
didn't earn it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, that's a good point. Honestly, because like that's one of the number one complaint of fans, right? Is you have to go into an elimination to like earn your spot in the final, which is weird. It's such a new concept for me, so it's so hard for me to like grasp it. But I do see that complaint a lot. So I'm wondering if a seasoned veteran, a veteran as seasoned as Jordan, if he would get the same complaint from fans, because obviously he's proved himself many a times. You know what I mean? So does that give, in your opinion, does that give the, does that kind of give the right to them to not have to go into elimination if they've, he's a 4-time winner at this point. So
part of the game is to stay out of elimination.
And that's how I see it.
And if you're staying out of the elimination and then you go and win, you all around kick the freaking season's ass, in my eye.
Exactly. And that's my thing is, first of all, this guy is 4-time champion, has the most like finals and winning percentage or best winning percentage out there.
Yeah.
Everybody acknowledges him as one of the top 4 ever to do the challenge, and he's still in his prime, basically.
Yeah.
And nobody's like, we should throw him in just so maybe he doesn't make the final.
Yeah. Other than Cory. I feel like Cory said it a couple times, but
yeah, he's like, we could switch spots. I'll win the daily. You go in and
what's his elimination record though?
Jordan's? It's good.
Like I want to say it's 11. Right? Cory's is 11-4. I think Jordan's like 7-2 or something.
One, he had no chance of winning, and he threw himself in there.
Which is the Fessy one.
Yeah.
And then...
the punch in the wall one.
Yeah.
And free agents against Bananas. Those are the only ones. No, he lost.
So he's got so just on the flagship, he is 10-5 in eliminations with a redemption win and then 2 mercenary wins. And then All Stars, he's 1-1, and then World Championships, he's 1-0. So altogether, he's got 10,
it's 11,
11, 12
and 6.
So 12 and 6, yeah.
So he's got a
50%,
66% winning percentage in eliminations. Yeah. And then he's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons, 10 seasons altogether, counting this one.
World champions too.
That's Oh, okay. Counting this one and World Champions and All Stars, he's got 10 seasons. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finals and 4 wins. So I mean, here's
the thing. Everybody should know these stats. It's like knowing Bananas has 7 wins. You don't want to see him in a final. Yeah. Long story short, why is he not seeing an elimination? You guys are not playing the game well.
Mm-hmm. But I also want to give credit to the fact that, yes, like Cory and Bananas and Derek and all these people can talk as much as they want about getting Jordan out. But at the end of the day, they have to convince a girl to nominate him and to put him on his path to leaving the house. And what girl doesn't want Jordan in the final?
Well, not only that.
You know what I mean?
What girl other than Tori is going to win a daily?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, there have been some. Let's not, discredit, Rachel's won one, Cara's won one, Jenny. I think Rachel might have won it too. I can't remember. But
yeah, no.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, Tori obviously is winning the most. But I don't know. But
the other part of the intro, though, that we see is Rachel and Jordan talking, basically like reaffirming that they're hedging their bets. His with Tori and her with Banana and him. Same theme we've heard 4 times already. But
so I have a question really quick, because right before Rachel goes and talks to Jordan, she has a confessional where she points out that even though she's working with Bananas, she recognizes that Jordan and Kyland are winning the most. And if she could just, make a backup deals with them, then she could be protected by the people who are winning the most. And it made me wonder in this moment if Rachel, at any point, do you guys think that she regrets aligning with Bananas? Like perhaps she thought he was going to win more this season, and then coming in and playing and seeing that he's actually not. I mean, not to say he's not performing well, but he's not performing at the top.
Yeah.
And it's actually Jordan and this fucking new guy. You know what I mean? So I've wondered, like, has she ever sat back and been like, fuck, man, I aligned with Bananas because I thought he'd be winning and he's not.
I think this is the first step of her realizing that and saying it without saying it.
I was going to say, I didn't even think about it like that at all until you just said it. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah. Because I know if I was Rachel, I'd be looking, I'd be like, damn it, I'd be kicking myself in the ass for, locking down so hard with Bananas. And then
I could have been over there having fun, not having to show my feet.
I think she's playing the long game, and it's not about right now. It's about final.
Well,
and
yeah.
In the final, Bananas, he might not be the best one out there of who's left, but he's still going to perform. He's not going to completely sink the ship.
Yeah.
It's not like getting partnered with Corey's favorite player, Dunbar. You know what I mean?
Dummy Bear.
So,
yeah.
Did you guys catch the foreshadow, though?
Oh, when they were leaving to the daily?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It was just Jenny and Aviv like the whole time.
Just standing there posing together. I was like, okay, this isn't.
There was so much foreshadowing this time. Like even the foreshadowing of Michelle and Aviv talking like, oh, I hope it's a challenge for short people.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Tiny people that weigh little.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's almost like in 39 when Michelle was like, I don't know. I just have a feeling Laurel's coming.
And then she did.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Okay, yeah.
We were born at night, but not last night.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get to honestly my favorite part of this whole show, and honestly it might be my favorite part of life, and that's tight quarters. Also taking place in the coochie tunnels, a very dark, tight, moist, and damp area.
No. Too far. No.
Have you not seen all the posts in the chat, in the groups on Facebook?
I no.
It says it right there.
I don't like the M word.
Oh, then don't look at it.
Moist.
It's in all of them.
I mean, come on, Katie. Would you rather have a dry piece of cake or a
No,
You
moist
should
piece of
not
cake?
have told him that. You should not have told him that.
All right, I won't say it anymore.
You're a liar.
It was very damp in
That's
that
better.
tight tunnel called the coochie.
The coochie tunnels. Oh my God.
I could do this all night.
What did you guys think of TJ's entrance out
my
of the
God.
coochie tunnel?
I love
I
you
love it.
so much.
I'm glad he went head first.
I'm sorry, we can't take nothing serious, y'all.
Not a goddamn thing. Look,
I can't breathe.
He scared the shit out of the cast, though. That was actually kind of
That
funny
was
watching Cory and
hilarious.
Derek jump in the back. Like, they were not expecting that.
I love how they're all just like standing around and they're like kind of fucking with each other at first, but then you could see them all get a little serious. Like, wait,
Like,
no,
what the
what's
fuck's going
what's
on?
actually happening?
I know it's corny, but when they were standing there, and I forget who said it, but he was like, too quiet, or it's quiet out here. And Bananas was like, yeah, too quiet. I was like, so fucking dumb, but
I love it.
I loved it.
I'm surprised somebody wasn't 50 yards the other way.
Really? So, all right, I had to know because I had to know how they spelt the coochie tunnel once I heard TJ say that.
It's
Yes.
probably not how I spelled it in my notes.
Not how I spelled it either.
No, it's spelled, and just in case you're curious, it's CU space CHI. Coochie.
Oh, coochie.
Crew. Chi.
Yes.
I'm very curious.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm very, very curious how many takes TJ had to do when he was talking about the coochie tunnels and that they're tight.
I would like to see the outtakes.
Yeah, because I am sure he didn't do that in one take. There's no damn way. I don't believe it.
Looking at those tunnels, I definitely would have needed lubrication.
I might need help from a friend. You know, tag team the coochie tunnels.
Yep, I mean, it's better to go with a teammate, right?
Well, especially if you're breaking down barriers.
Yeah. Knocking down little walls.
Yeah. You don't want to go the wrong direction.
All right. So, with that being said, when they showed this, I was like, oh, fuck. They took him into the bush, the coochie bush.
The coochie bush.
Deep in the bush.
But I looked it up on Google Maps, like I was saying, because I had to know how it was spelled. And it's like in a suburb. It's like a little triangle. It's a war memorial with some trees and.
It's like a little park.
But they played it
So
well.
if
I
you
was
want
like,
to, you can go there. You can go in the coochie tunnels yourself. Test them out.
yeah, I mean,
See how damp they are.
if you go, let us know how long you last. Tip your waitresses, ladies and gents.
Oh my God.
Help! I'm stuck.
You don't want to go into it when it's dry.
We thought the episode's talking about balls are bad.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh God.
They should have never given me a microphone.
Never. Anyway, so Aviv has to start off with a 2-minute penalty for coming in last on the previous episode.
Didn't matter.
No, it didn't end up mattering at all.
Honey.
What kind of barrier was that, though? I mean, it was just two little twigs. It was
But,
like,
okay,
was that really a barrier?
It is though, okay, because I'm just saying, if there's two directions to go, one of them is clear and one of them has a fucking sticks with it that make an X. How do you not think that's a barrier? I don't understand the thought process.
She said on Banana's podcast that it was so dark in there that they really couldn't see and that she had a theory it was already knocked down because she didn't feel it getting knocked down.
It wasn't. We saw it on her camera.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, babe, but when I rewatched, I saw the footage, and I'm sorry, but you did indeed. But that's scary. She could have gotten sorry, we'll get there, but she could have gotten so lost in there.
Yeah.
She got really deep into those tunnels.
Oh
She
my
sure
God.
did. She went in a different direction in them tunnels.
She did. She went down the wrong tunnel.
Tried to make her own way out.
She learned new things about herself,
Mhm.
new things about the
It was
tunnel.
Self journey.
It was. She came out wet on the other side.
You got to say the word that time.
If this doesn't get on Spotify's top plays, I don't know what it is. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Okay, somebody has to do it. I did like how Tori said and they did the whole play along. She entered like the depths of hell, and then all of a sudden Amanda pops out, and there's bats like flying.
Yeah.
And shit.
No, that was.
I love it here.
She fucking killed it though. Like Tori did so
Smoked
good
it.
on her run. Like I was actually really impressed, and for
Heck
being the first person to go. You know what I mean? And I know they can't see each other, so it doesn't really fucking matter anyway. But still, you know what I mean? Like to be the first person to go, and she did really good.
Heck yeah.
I loved it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how'd you guys feel about TJ fishing for some
Oh my
compliments on there?
God. I loved every second of it.
He's the
oh my
best.
God.
Hey, is that guy ugly
Do
over
you
there?
guys think that? Do you think that guy on the puzzle's ugly?
Right now, he's so beautiful.
Fuck that. That guy's still here. I'm going to punch him.
No. Oh my God.
God,
dude.
that was the
Speaking
highlight of this
yeah.
daily. Outside of Aviv just going fucking AWOL in the tunnels.
Dude, he did so good in the tunnels, like, and
Smoked
he even had
The
really good luck
slider
on the
puzzle?
slider.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was so good.
yeah.
And then we took a turn.
Okay, but I just want to say this real quick before we kind of shit on him for how he did in the puzzle. This had to be wild for him because he said multiple times about his dad serving in Vietnam. And Jordan even mentioned on a live or like a video or something that they actually went to a location that his dad had been at while there.
Cool.
And then all of a sudden that you have to go into these tunnels that the opposition of your dad used to fight and kill people he knew. That has got to be a very surreal experience to go through. So I just thought that was very interesting and a little bit, more in-depth thought on it.
Yeah.
With that being said, once again, the highlight of this daily was the puzzle portion with Bananas and TJ.
Well, and look, I loved the whole thing, and like TJ laughing his ass off, standing behind Bananas while Bananas is talking all his shit.
I don't know who this person is.
I also found it a bit comical because it felt like a little bit of karma to me. Because Bananas is pretty fucking harsh on Ryan sometimes. And then he literally did exactly what ended up like sending Ryan into elimination, which obviously he ended up going home from. But, just the chances that he either never dropped one of the puzzle pieces upside down or anything, or he did see the backside of one of them and it was blank. And so he might have just assumed that all of them were blank because only 3 had, double-sided pictures. So, but watching him try to figure out the fucking mouth. Oh my God.
The facial expressions.
I got lips and teeth. What the fuck?
I thought it was like lips, a kiss on the cheek. Like, no.
Whoever this person is, I hate them. Hate their whole bloodline.
Why is your face fucked up? Why do you have lips and teeth?
great.
I was like, bro, everybody has lips and teeth. What are you talking about?
It's just, I mean.
Hilarious. Fucking had me crying.
It was truly the highlight to me. I mean, I loved Cory doing the slider puzzle and then like shouting out Puzzle King and running out and then running past Cara and she's like Puzzle Master. I fucking love that.
I thought it was fucking hilarious that Cory thought the last puzzle was his face. He's like, that's my fat little nose.
Yes.
That's so fucking good. So good.
What, Cory?
When Michelle went and TJ, would you punch that guy in the face?
Never.
He got such a complex about Bananas fucking talking this shit. I wonder if did Bananas, I don't think he knew in that moment that it was supposed to be TJ, but I wonder when he found out. Like, I want to know when he found out that it was TJ.
Like, was it when he found out it was double-sided?
Yeah.
All right, low key, one of my favorite parts is when he knocked over the puzzle and TJ was like, no, fuck that. That's my face. I'm picking this back up. Nope.
TJ's all like brushing it off and cleaning it up and stuff.
Keep it looking good. I get it, dude. I get it.
He was so happy that they fucking put his face on a puzzle.
You know what? Well deserved, because it's season 40, motherfuckers, and that man deserves to be celebrated.
Yes.
And ironically, this episode that seemed to be, and I truly do think it's coincidence, but this episode that seemed to be like a lot of TJ in it, it aired one day before TJ's 19th anniversary of his first episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it's just coincidence, but I found it a funny, cute little coincidence that he got some major love on this episode, and then the very next day was his 19th anniversary of his first episode airing. So anyway.
And I'm really happy he didn't get manhandled on the island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Me too. Yeah, we might not ever, we might not have him right now.
He almost did by Cyrus.
That's very true.
Just putting that out there. Just one more thing about Aviv. I found it fucking hilarious that she was arguing with TJ. Like, there was no barrier. There was none.
Girl.
And it's like...
There's cameras.
They cut her breaking the barrier.
You don't know if you don't try, right?
She did say, too, that she was like talking into the mic and no one was answering her. She's like, I just wanted an answer. Like, and you hear her on the show.
Yeah, you can hear her. She's like, do I go this way? Is it this way? And it's like, dude, they're not going to help you. Like,
no.
They're going to let you run a mile out of the way, for sure.
I guess, too, hopefully they knew where that tunnel did come out. So they're like, well, it's no different than when Fessy went the wrong way.
Look.
They had to have, because they had signs up over there.
No matter how deep you think the Coochie Tunnel goes, it's not that deep. Like, they've explored it to its extent.
I'm sure they have.
Every crevice is marked and been touched.
Every single spot has been found.
There's even some cobwebs in a few spots.
Fire ants, too, apparently.
Fire ants, bats, spiders,
lots
something
of
else.
bats.
Look, it's not like Ace Ventura 2. Like, you don't want to eat bat guano. Okay.
No,
I've been hit with a bat, an actual flying bat. It came into the sunroof of the car and hit me in the head.
I don't think I've ever seen a real bat in real life.
Oh, they're here.
I love bats.
Oh, I know they're here. Yeah. I've heard them, and I don't go.
Guys, do we want to have a little interlude to talk about bats for a second? Because my stepdad just built me a bat box.
You have a bat box?
That's funny. She's
like
got a box, and they've got tunnels called Coochie.
Yeah. You have bats in your box?
They aren't there yet, but someday they will be.
Perhaps you should put some fruit in your box to lure the bats into it.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is when I was in Mexico on my trip.
No, you can't bring bats back, Katie.
I didn't.
No,
don't worry.
Never mind.
No bats.
You can't hide them in your box, okay?
No, I didn't even see any. But I was.
You didn't see any boxes while you were in Mexico?
No boxes. Lots of boxes. But oh my God, just cut all this. I have a funny story.
No, tell me. Tell us the funny story. Forget these stupid boys. Tell me your funny story.
Boys are stupid.
They are. I'll mute them all. Tell me your story.
Okay. So what had happened was we were having a great time. I'm like, oh, they like me. We're all chit-chatting at dinner, and then I made it weird. And one of the girls, it was those like intrusive thoughts where you're like, don't say it, but I said it.
Oh no.
What'd you say?
One of the girls was talking about how she didn't like birds. And for whatever reason, my brain was like, does that mean you don't like bats?
Oh no.
I love bats. Bats are cool. I want them in my backyard because they'll eat all the mosquitoes because I'm allergic to mosquitoes. And they were like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, my stepdad built me a bat box. And all their faces just...
it just got real quiet and awkward.
I was like, well,
Never mind.
I did that. But then they told me they were picturing, they didn't know what it really was, which for those who don't know, you can Google it. It's a little box. It has a roof on it. There's just one entrance, not like the Coochie tunnels. So
are you saying you go in through the back?
You go in through the back.
They could get stuck in the Coochie tunnel.
They could get stuck in the Coochie tunnel. But they thought that I had like a bird cage in my house just full of bats.
Like a fucking creeper. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not that weird. I know I'm weird, but not
quite
weird.
that weird.
Look,
Okay, guys.
That's why my nickname's Bad Blood.
Bat blood.
Whenever I say something really awkward and kind of kill the whole scene like that, if I know the people well enough, I'll just look at them and be like, candy bars. Sorry, I got dropped on my head as a kid. Sometimes I just say stuff. So ignore it.
Anyway, so back to the show.
Coochie tunnels.
So I actually heard something, and I'm curious if like you guys who watch the lives or listen to Bananas podcast or whatever, if you guys heard it on any of these sources, because I'm not sure where the information comes from. I was told it by a follower on Instagram who messaged in and told me. Apparently, Jordan timed out on the slider puzzle.
I heard that too.
Okay.
I heard it they like skimmed over it on Bananas podcast. He made like a smart comment about it and then they moved on.
Yeah. So because this person had written in and was like, I don't understand how Bananas lost if Jordan timed out on the slider puzzle and Bananas timed out on the TJ puzzle. Like, I don't understand what made Bananas lose. And so I was just curious because, like I said, I didn't even know that Jordan had timed out on the slider puzzle. And so I just wanted to start with finding out if that was even true.
How's that possible?
I don't know if it was the slider puzzle or the other puzzle, but they did. Well, it wasn't the other puzzle because he got it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it had to have been the slider puzzle.
Yeah.
Well, how does anyone know for a fact, other than the people that were in the tunnel with him, which nobody was?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like,
and I didn't hear Jordan say shit about being timed out, but I didn't hear the whole live either. So,
yeah,
I didn't listen to the live.
Yeah,
and it's just hard for me to say because it wasn't in the edit, so I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, it's tough. So anyway, if you guys are listening right now and you guys have any information on that, feel free to comment down below or send it in to us in our DMs on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, give us the tea.
I'm interested to learn more about the situation and. And I just don't know what the rules are between the timing out. Like maybe the timeout, the amount of time that needed to pass to time out from the slider was shorter than the TJ puzzle. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know. I could see the slider puzzle being allotted a smaller amount of time because they're typically supposed to be easier puzzles than actually like having to put somebody's face together at the end. So maybe that would be where the discrepancy would come from. But again, without it being in the edit, without really having like all the information on like how they, how they ran the timeouts, it's really hard to kind of give like an opinion on it. But I just wanted to address it because, like I said, I had gotten that message and I wasn't really sure because I didn't listen to anything this week.
No. We just don't know what actually went down in them coochie tunnels.
I mean, and they were in that coochie from day to night.
They lasted a long time in those coochie tunnels.
Dude, did you see how dark it was?
Inside the coochie tunnel? Or?
Yeah. I mean, the deeper you get, the darker it gets.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, and here was my thing is that like at the beginning of the daily when people were going, especially like, I think Bananas commented on it, like quite a few people commented on, like how dark it was down in the tunnels. And then when you're going, you're looking for like that light, that sunlight coming out to let you know that's the way to get out. So what about the people that were doing it like in the darkness?
At night?
Like I know it's still probably a little bit brighter there, but it's still like, did they turn a light on or you know what I mean?
If you go through and you watch really carefully, Jenny and Rachel, who were at the end, they were in the tunnels and they were in parts that I hadn't seen at all. Anyone else they show. They didn't show anyone like this. And it was lit up. Like they could see where they were going to a degree. It wasn't lit up like we are in the studio, but like, if you got like one of those little tap night lights kind of thing.
Okay.
Maybe they gave them a little light on there.
I think that was the second tunnel. The second tunnel wasn't as dark.
The back one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
back tunnel.
The back
I mean,
coochie tunnel.
which is weird because never mind. I don't want to go that deep into it.
No, yeah, we're gonna move on from there.
Look, you just a tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels, or ouch, you're on my hair.
Oh my god.
You know,
Anyway,
Derek looked like he put everything he had into that coochie tunnel.
he
sure did.
He did.
He came out looking drained.
Yeah.
He normally doesn't go there.
No. But I did love the fact at the end, though, he was talking about how the puzzles are double-sided, and his face just went, what?
Just watching his face change just there on the camera. It would have been so perfect if they just held the view the whole time Derek was talking, so you could just watch it go the whole way.
Excuse me, so you call yourself a champion and you don't look at both sides once you see something's wrong?
Well, and the thing that is it's like, how the fuck would you not think to do that if something's not matching up when it literally happened to somebody just a few episodes ago? Like, I just don't understand how, if it's not matching up, you have two things that don't make sense, why you wouldn't be like, maybe there's another side. Like, it's crazy. Cara did it. She was struggling for a little while, and then she fucking finally flipped it over and was like, and pushed the eye in, you know, all like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think of that sooner. But at least she thought of it, you know, so.
I like what he said, though, where he's like, at least I know I'm not crazy. I'm stupid, but I'm not crazy.
But I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I was like, that's fair.
I feel like it was just like a rookie mistake.
You know?
Yeah, he just wasn't thinking, you know, but I did actually get a really interesting submission on our anonymous thoughts for this episode. Somebody said they were curious what our thoughts were, but they said that they thought that perhaps Bananas did this on purpose because he didn't want to have to show his cards with the girls pick, which I would say is a plausible thing. But I don't know, man, if that's true. He's a really great actor because watching him, like how frustrated he was with that puzzle,
that wasn't
you know,
acting.
and then watching his face, the realization when they were talking about it, like I don't know. I don't think he's that great of an actor.
You're telling me that production wouldn't wanted that as a storyline?
Yeah.
No, they're putting that in there if they know he's doing it. And they know if Bananas is throwing a fucking comp.
Yeah.
True. And he would have said it because like that's
there would have been a confessional about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's less, you know what I mean? Like that's less, I don't want to say damage to his reputation, but you know what I mean? Like it looks better if he's like, yeah, I did this on purpose rather than I lost something so simple, you know?
Yeah.
Well, especially with everything we hear about the vets, where they're like Bananas and CT, where they'll be like, production, you want to see this, watch this. They're going to say, look, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because they know it's going to make great TV.
Yeah.
Look, unsurprisingly, Kyland and Cory had the hardest time fitting into the coochie tunnel.
Yeah, they struggled. I thought it was so funny when Cory was like going down and Kyland was like outside and he's like trying to stretch for Cory. You know what I mean? He was like,
he's giving him that spirit bomb energy from Dragon Ball Z.
He's like, just stretch, bro. Like it was just funny.
That had to have hurt so bad.
Well, he's got those broad shoulders and
I'm sure they had to stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch into that coochie.
No, I think the part that I found the most interesting though is like, and I can't remember when exactly the comment is made. But at some point in this episode, Rachel makes a comment saying that the Bananas Angels alliance is pretty much unbeatable. But somehow she did the exact same thing Bananas did and timed out on the puzzle because she couldn't figure out that they were double-sided. Aviv got DQ'd because, you know what I mean? Jenny majorly struggled with the puzzle and she broke all the fucking pieces, throwing them on the ground when she had a table right there.
I mean,
what are you doing?
Believe it was TJ.
That's not you. Yes, it is, honey.
So I have a question right here. Since you just said that Rachel timed out in the past, if you timed out, that was also a DQ.
Yeah.
So with that being said, why wasn't it automatically Rachel and Aviv?
Because Aviv didn't even get to the puzzles.
Yeah, I think because
she went the wrong way. She passed the barrier.
I get why Aviv's there, but why isn't Rachel automatically there? Because technically in the past,
because there's only one
timeout
loser.
was a DQ.
There's only one loser, and she's the most loser of the losers. Like,
She's
there's a
the most
difference.
loser of the loser.
I don't mean it mean like that. I just mean like there's a difference between timing out on the very last puzzle and timing out because you broke the rules, or DQing because you broke the rules.
Yeah,
you know what
no,
I mean? So
it.
I think there's a big difference there. So when it comes to, you know, all 3 people DQ'd, like if there's one loser and 3 people DQ, they typically look at who fell first, right? Who fell off into the water first, or whatever the fucking game is. Yeah. And that would have been Aviv in that moment. So I think that's why, like, I don't think they've ever sent 2 people in straight from losing the daily. But I think that would be interesting. You know what I mean?
Michelle and Olivia.
What do you mean? They didn't.
There was no.
I know, but that's because the third person won. There wasn't an option. It wasn't. Olivia didn't get sent in because she lost the daily. She got sent in because there were no other options left of the target.
Yeah, because Cara won.
It's just upsetting because then we would have got Rachel Jenny in this elimination.
It would have been great.
It really would have been.
Yeah, if Aviv had been able to get through and finish the puzzle.
Yeah,
Rachel would have DQ'd and timed out in the puzzle. Then we would have ended up with Rachel Jenny.
Yep.
Man.
Or I don't know, maybe they still would have thrown Aviv in and we would have ended up with Rachel Aviv, which still would have been, so
no,
I don't
Rachel's winning that
We'll
out.
never know.
We'll never know.
Never know.
Never know.
So from here, we're saying goodbye to the coochie tunnels. Probably not for the last time, but at least for this portion of the podcast.
Oh my
And
God.
so goes their moistness.
Ah!
Left them a little surprise.
Jesus Christ.
It's not right.
I apologize to all the listeners.
It's just wrong. Boys.
You guys should have known what you were getting into when you pushed play, though.
The title said Coochie Tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what this was going to be.
Yeah.
Looks like Josh is practicing something else.
I was doing a Quagmire impression, but
That's not what it looked like.
Oh no!
Oh my
I'll
God.
be right back.
He's gonna leave after that.
I'm back.
Got a little something right there.
Oh my God.
I gotta go.
All right, guys. Let's get back to this.
Yeah.
So Kyland and Tori end up being the winners of the daily, which means Kyland's going to have all the decision-making power in this.
Mm-hmm.
Aviv and Bananas are the bottom 2. So Bananas is getting a penalty for next week on the daily. Aviv's going straight in against either Michelle or Jenny. Who is it going to be?
I wonder.
Who is Kyland going to pick? The girl that threw him in multiple times last season, threw him in against his best friend and best friend's girl, who's also working with him this season, or Jenny, who's thrown him in. Aviv, who's working with the ops. What's going to happen?
Oh my God.
Find out next week. No, I'm joking. No, find out right
kidding.
now.
They already know.
So you caught this and posted it on the Instagram after the daily when they're walking back into the house. Tori walks in with her pants on backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Little crisscross action.
All the cool kids are doing it, okay?
But
Jump.
Here's the interesting part, though, that I finally pieced together, and I didn't get to update the stories, but she's got her pants on backwards when she's walking into the house, like when they're all walking in, coming back from the daily. However, at no point during the actual daily does she have them on backwards. So there are 2 things. Either Tori took her pants off on the bus and put them on backwards, okay? Or
After being in them coochie tunnels.
Or the entrance scenes, this is just proof that the entrance scenes are not filmed immediately, like as soon as they get back to the house. And I think the most logical thing is that Tori got to the house, went upstairs, took the pants off because ew, gross. And then they were like, hey, everybody, we got to film the fucking shit. Everybody come down. And she just threw her pants on and didn't pay attention to whether they, because there's literally no other scenario I can think of to why they would be on backwards in that scene, but not at all during the daily at any point. They're on forward the whole time, even when she's standing there and TJ's announcing that her and Kyland are the winners. So like, it's just, I'm like, what?
Well, first, I'm sure everybody's been in this situation where, you know, you're just getting out of the coochie tunnels and you got to get dressed quick in the dark. You don't know how you're putting things on. You're just putting them on.
You're just putting them on all willy-nilly.
So first of all, respect, Tori. Respect.
I told her, I was like, I just feel seen because like if my leggings don't have pockets, I don't know which way they go. Yeah. I don't know where the front and the back is, especially in the dark. Like, or if I'm in a rush, I don't know. The only way I know is if I know where the pockets are and how my hand, that's how I know which way they're supposed to go. Like, that's it.
You know, after the coochie tunnel, you get some post clarity. And
oh my God.
You can figure these out.
You're going to kill the joke.
And that's the point. I like to kill the coochie tunnels.
After the coochie tunnel, she had to take them off to let it air out.
All right. Anyways, so what did you guys feel about? Do you think Michelle was a little bit over the top, or do you think she was just trying to hype up her dude?
I thought it was really interesting. Maybe they talked previous to this scene, but I thought it was really interesting because it felt like the entire situation was very assumed on Michelle's part that because Kyland won, she won. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if he was like, no, I'm gonna put her in.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Michelle this season, but there's still that part of me that's like, but I don't feel like you've gotten your comeuppance from what you did on 39. And it would have been so satisfying if Kyland was like, you know what? Sorry, but
for Nerys and Horacio.
Yeah.
And then it would have fit the beginning with the backstabbing.
Yeah, it would have at that point.
But I digress because that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't get my personal favorite of every episode, the bar or the club.
The club.
But we do get Michelle's birthday party.
Yes.
And it's a small, intimate gathering of close friends.
Amazing.
So funny.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I freaking loved it. I thought it was like at first watching Cara, Tori, and Derek sit there talk about it. And they were like, oh, this little intimate thing and we'll have wine. I thought it was just going to be like a nice little quiet like night with the friends, you know, kind of just simple. Let's just, you know. And first of all, I thought it was like really sad that Cara was like, oh, we're just going to do this because we already know how the other half of the house feels about Michelle. And it's like, y'all can't just push it away for fucking to celebrate somebody's birthday. You can't put the game away. Like, that's so stupid. Whatever. So I was glad that they did something for her, you know, but I was expecting something just like calm and chill and just, you know, friends having a glass of wine and just, you know, whatever.
Maybe like spa night, eye masks. Like,
right?
Enters Carl.
Enter Carl, and it was amazing. Amazing. I was
it was really good.
It was so good.
Carl was trying to get deep into that Michelle tunnel.
Trying to get into that coochie tunnel.
Michelle kind of seemed like she liked it too. So
I mean, look, I might let Carl do it to me. Fuck it.
Shit.
What up, Carl? How you doing?
But her walking in and seeing fake Devin on the bed and the way she just like fell to the floor, she was so freaking like, it was very, very cute. I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was so funny. But then
don't lie to me.
I don't like to be lied to. But then I found out later too that apparently Mr. Devin Walker went through, I am sure, tons of fucking trouble to send Michelle flowers while she was still in the challenge house on her birthday from, you know, he was back in the States, obviously, by this point. But, he wasn't back in the States? Was he waiting for her?
He waited for her. Yeah.
That's love.
so precious. I just love.
Look, the exchange rate in Vietnam is really good.
Like, he's so sweet with her. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so sweet. I just know, like sending flowers to the challenge house. And I know he's on the cast, so it's probably a little bit easier for him, but it's not like just fucking waking up and calling your local florist and sending them to your girlfriend on her birthday. Like, that's not, it's not like that. You know what I mean? So I am sure he had to go through extra steps and stuff like that to make sure that it got there. He had to get approval. He had to do, you know what I mean? So there was extra shit he had to go through to do that. And it's just very, very sweet. And it's just cute to see Devin being so sweet like that, because we usually just see him being a fucking smart asshole and, you know, drinking all the time. So
wait, you mean he's proven it's not just for gameplay?
yeah, right.
Weird.
Odd.
I don't know. It might still be for gameplay, because if he's sending her things, then she's doing his dirty work for him still.
Yeah,
it's a bribe.
There's certain notes inside those rose petals that
I don't actually mean that, FYI.
Yeah, it's
sarcasm.
I'm being sarcastic.
kind of like how I've kind of overdone the coochie tunnels joke,
What?
and I'm done
What do you
with
mean?
it. I feel like the challenge is playing too much on the Johnny Bananas foot fetish. I'm over it at this point.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, how
Over
many
it.
times does he got to talk about rubbing someone's foot or how much better their feet are? It's like, first of all,
the cameraman thing where he's like, oh, which cameraman should join Bananas Angels, but we have to see, you know, his feet.
See their feet first.
Like, bro, it's just getting weird. It's just getting weird. Honestly, and I'm just at the point where I am like, I'm getting to the point where I usually get with like the Vacation Alliance when they just like steamroll a season and nobody ever goes home. I'm just like, I'm over the Angels at this point, and I'm ready to see one of them go. At least one. Like, at least one's got to go. I'm over it. I'm done.
I thought it was bad with Steve with his hands, but we're talking about feet with bananas.
Oh my God.
you know what it gave me? Low-key vibes. It gives me Cara, War of the Worlds 1 or 2, where she walks around with Polly and she's like, we're going to have sex here. We're going to have sex here. We're going to have sex here.
yes.
War of the Worlds 2.
Yeah, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
no. Just stop.
It was icky.
Just stop.
Don't like it. I don't like it.
So we get down to the chamber. Kyland and Tori are, open to everybody's convos, but look, we all know it's a foregone conclusion. Let's not play. Michelle doesn't do cheerleading kicks for anyone, and she did that for Kyland, cheering for him.
I also thought it was interesting that, like, one of the first things that Aviv says is she's like, oh, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go against my friend. And I'm like, do you know who you're talking to right now, Michelle or Aviv? Because Michelle has had to do that. And because of your alliance.
Yes.
Okay. So I am sure there is literally zero sympathy for that on this whole entire other side of the table. Like, it's
everywhere.
It is what it is.
Tori's had to go against Anisam. Fucking Kyland had to go against his best friend.
Yep.
Michelle's had to do it.
Yep.
Well,
and Tori went against Casey, not Anissa, but yes.
No, I'm talking in previous seasons.
Okay, yeah. But I'm saying this season, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, last season with Kyland and so on and so forth, like, no sympathy. You have to go against your friends. You don't want to go against your friends? Don't be friends with them. Then you have a better chance of not going against them.
There you go. And that's that.
That's the secret to success.
But the people that you do become friends with, you're going to go against them.
You're going to go against them. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What did you guys think about Tori kind of tossing out the whole, like, who would Bananas pick if it came down to you two kind of thing? I think she was just trying to kind of create that idea in their head of like, hey, look, you guys don't need him anymore.
Yeah.
But Aviv very much took offense to this and thought it was like almost like an attack on their alliance. And so I'm curious, how did you guys take this? Like, what did you guys think of this comment that Tori made to the girls at the table?
I thought it was super fucking valid because at the end of the day, it's just like she said, he's protecting 3 women. But what happens? Like, there's a pecking order, and she's become very clear on what her pecking order is as far as it's Jordan 1, and then Cory 2, and then I think Kyland 3 is what she's put out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since Josh has gone home.
Well, and that was my thing is when Aviv was like, oh, I could ask her the same exact thing. And I was like, about what? About who Jordan would pick? Jordan would pick Tori.
Exactly.
I don't think for a second that Jordan would pick anyone over Tori, just like Tori wouldn't pick anyone over Jordan, you know? So
it was very reminiscent of Bananas at the bar, like trying to call her out.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Tori, she's stirring the pot a little here. I'm not mad about it though. And it's a valid question.
It is. Yeah.
She was fishing for information and she was going to see who was going to answer it and how they were going to answer it. It's smart. It's very Bananas-like question to ask too.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think this season is very much proving the point that Tori is the face of the challenge. She is literally carrying this season on her back with Bananas.
Yeah, I agree.
No, they really are.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is like people want to look at like you have to be so many things, right? And Tori covers them all. Like she's physical, she's smart, she plays a social game, she starts drama, she gets into relationships. Obviously not right now because she's in a real life relationship, but she's done that before. And she's controversial with the fans, and that's another very big like important thing, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, anyone who says that Tori is not the new female face of the show right now for this newer, like modern era is just being a hater at this point.
And shout out to Tori's boyfriend. He's a really nice guy.
He is.
I met him in Portland.
I did find it funny getting ready to close out the chamber nominations when Kyland was like, if I was voting just off of emotions, I would throw Michelle in.
That made me so happy he actually said it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And Aviv was like, wait, I didn't know any of this. Can we start over?
And Michelle's like, no.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me.
But rule number 3, lie.
I am very glad that he addressed it.
Yeah.
But again, I also think that this right here shows why Kyland is such a great player for this game.
Yes.
Because he doesn't hold on to these grudges. He doesn't vote and play based off of emotion. He is very strategic in what he does. And, in this moment, he had an opportunity to ensure to take a number away from Banana's side. And that's what he did. And it was the smartest move he could have made in this moment, regardless of how he may feel about Michelle personally because of what happened on 39,
Yeah.
So this is what I love about Kyland. This is, when we're talking about Kyland is one of the best new players and has a big potential to be like this new era 4, like face of the show. This is why.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I mean, Kyland has a filter. It's a little bit more open than some people because he does not have that emotional attachment. He processes things differently.
Yeah.
And I think it just plays well because inherently he's a game player at heart, regardless of whether it's the challenge, Big Brother, Scrabble, any of that. He's just a game player. He enjoys games. So it's fun to watch him play. It brings a very almost Survivor-esque feel to the challenge.
Kyland's the type of person that's constantly thinking. It's like his brain never stops. He's always thinking about what's the matter at hand.
All right, so up next, we've got the post-noms. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Dun.
I like the scene we get right off top with Cory and Kyland talking about how they want to see one of each other win because it's...
Yes.
I mean, they were inaccurate about this. I mean, accurate to a degree.
Yeah.
But on the flagship, yes, it has been since Nehemiah won, which was like 15 years ago. It was the last time an African-American man won. But Danny won, USA won, which was only a couple years ago. So
no love for Danny.
But still, only 3 winners out of the last
Darrell.
40 plus seasons: Darrell, Nehemiah, and Danny.
Yeah.
To get it right, it's Darrell, Nehemiah, Danny.
Yeah, that's true. But only 3 men out of all the history.
Yeah.
Which is wild to think. But if you also think about it, like if you look at the last 18 seasons, like you basically just see Banana, CT, Jordan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turbo.
That's true.
There's a couple of little Hunter, you know what I mean?
Rogan.
In there, but
CT.
even when Rogan won, Jordan and CT won with it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's just,
Yep.
Anyway.
So they continue discussing who they want in the final, and Kyland says, of course, he wants to go against the best, but he's not going to help them get there. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Cory very smartly says, I don't want Bananas and Jordan in there.
Yeah.
Which, no, you don't.
It's that Goku complex for Kyland, man, for real, because like that, no, man, if I was a male in that game, I would not want Bananas or Jordan in that final either, you know? And I admire Kyland for, you know, like his idea of, you know, going in, competing against the best, proving himself and beating them, you know, and I totally get where he's coming from, but
also you could win a lot of money. What is you doing?
Yeah, like that's a lot of money. That's life-changing, you know, especially if you use it right.
I mean, I love the concept of to be the best, you got to beat the best, but
yeah,
not $500,000 says I want to beat anyone.
Yeah,
anyone that's not better than me.
Yeah.
So just caveat to that. I did like the fact that Rachel and Bananas finally had the talk, and she said that she was kind of aligning herself with Jordan to cover all her bases. And compliments to Bananas. He was completely cool with it. He had no complaints. So
well, yeah, I mean, you know,
really can't.
When other people in the house are playing both sides, he's got something to say. But when, you know, his people are playing both sides,
it's because he has pretty feet.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know what? That's more power to you, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, I think I have nice feet. Maybe I should set up a picture and be like, can I be in
it?
Look, Tony gave us a donation the other day. Okay?
He sure did. Unintentionally, too.
Yeah.
I love Tony, but he has hobbit feet. I love him to death, but I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, he coming for you now.
That's fine. That's fine. I've got fucking the Hobbit body shape, but I look like Samwise Gamgee without hair.
Gamgee?
Yeah, because I'll be on that Gamgee.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. But I digress.
What is his actual name? Because now I can't remember.
Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee?
Gamgee, like the river.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, that fucked me up.
Yeah. What about second lunch? What about thirdsies?
Oh gosh.
That's why they're on that Gamgee, you know what I mean? Gamgee.
I thought Cara's conversation with Michelle, where Michelle was talking about, you know, going to the final or whatever, and how she was a little nervous or whatever, and Cara gives her a little bit of Cara gives her a little bit of advice and says that it's the hardest thing you've ever done. It's 2 days of torture. Don't expect to sleep or eat or for it to ever end. I was like,
ever.
Well, that's a nice way to make her excited for her first, you know, like if she makes it to the final, you know, like what?
And I don't think she was even thinking about it. I think she literally was just like thinking about all the other finals she's been in and like, well, this is just how you feel. And then she probably got done and was like, oh, maybe not. Shouldn't have said that to her. Maybe I should have said it. But here we are. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's too late. But I did find it interesting, and obviously this was a conversation that happened a little bit earlier, like right after the daily. But you know, Michelle points out that her and Kyland are the only people in the game right now who have never been to a final before. You know, so obviously they're both trying to get there together. I don't know if it'll happen. I see paths there for both of them, but it's going to be tough for Michelle. I see a pretty clear path for Kyland, especially if he continues to perform the way that he is. And we've got to be getting close to the final. Like, I'm only really expecting like 2 or 3 more episodes until the final.
Kyland's got to be in. Because, look, every season they take at least 4 men to a final, right? Yeah. He just won. He can't be nominated. So it's Kyland, Cory, Jordan, Derek, Bananas.
Yeah.
Derek, so Jordan, and Cory.
Have, like, one more guy to get rid of, really, in theory.
Well, and TJ said this week he made sure to say, like, oh, there's 10 people left, and not that many can go to my final.
Right.
So
they usually go 8.
Yeah, the only way he could not make the final if they're going 4 is if he gets last place in this daily coming up. That's the only way he's not going.
Right. Yeah, because I'm thinking we have 1 male elimination, 1 female elimination left, and then we're going into the final.
Yeah, and next week's the male, and then we get the female elimination, then probably final.
Yeah. So
we got like 4 episodes left.
I'm thinking we have 4 or 6 with the reunion, because 2 more regular, maybe 3 regular, because they might do some crazy shit with like a to be continued, but.
Or are they going to skip the week of Christmas like they did with Thanksgiving?
Right. Yeah.
I hope they don't.
So they probably will.
We got another show on the docket that needs to come out too.
We're excited for that one.
Anyways, let's finish out this episode. We get into the elimination. There isn't a whole lot to say about the elimination. It's fairly one-sided, but it's a new one called Iron Triangle.
Yeah.
And basically it's the balls in circle rope, but inside they have a chain link fence that's in the shape of a triangle. And there's a 10-pound medicine ball. And the object is you and your opponent stand on opposite corners. The ball's in the third corner. And you have to run, first one to get the ball, throw it out, but keep it in the rope circle without it going out. Wins after you get 2 of those.
It's almost like a reverse balls in.
The ball's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
It's like Shercocking. Balls out.
Going all balls out, guys.
Yeah, I'm going balls out in that fucking coochie tunnel. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I thought he was going to say something worse.
I'm trying to keep it for the kids.
Good job.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of this elimination? Like, just the elimination itself, not the actual, obviously the matchup of Jenny and Aviv, we'll get into a little bit, but obviously that was, its own thing. But the actual, idea of this elimination.
I like it. I would love to see a Corey Kyland matchup in this one. And I think it plays completely differently.
Definitely would like to see this again in the future, on future seasons.
Even Josh and Cory for this one would have been good.
I was going to say, somebody wrote in and said that they would have loved to see Josh and Cory do this elimination versus the one that they actually did.
If it's Aviv and Jenny in the Corey Josh elimination, who wins?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh.
I think Aviv has a real shot. I think she's faster than Jenny.
She could probably parkour right over those hay bales.
Yeah,
probably
true.
Could.
Yeah, that's interesting. Flipping those 2 elims.
It would be.
Might change the game a little bit.
Look, in all respect to Aviv, because she had tenacity going for her in that. She was not giving up.
Honestly, she went for it. And I was a little bit shocked at first because obviously it's 2 friends going against each other. So that's not typically what you see when they go against each other. But she was not holding back. She's a scrappy little one. And she held Jenny many times. She made it a decent game, to watch.
She is little, but she is fierce.
Definitely in that 3rd round too.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! That 3rd round was intense.
You're at the end of it, and she got stronger, and she fought harder. And I'm like, go girl, go! Let me see you get 1. I'm rooting for Aviv. Get 1.
Yeah, I would have liked to see her get 1. Honestly, I think it would have been really interesting if she was able to pull it out and send Jenny out of the game. I think that really would have changed some things up. But, obviously Jenny ends up sweeping her in this game and, beats her, what was it, 3-0 or whatever? I think you had to get 3. 2-0. Oh, you had to get 2?
She just had 2 that went
that's
out
right.
of
She had that's right. The one, I thought that last one was going to...
slow roll out?
Yeah, that one. I thought that one was going to stay in and then it rolled out and I was like, nah, damn it.
I did like how we got the, honorary Bananas fucking
flashback.
Bananas backpack.
And Bananas introduced it and everything. Go ahead and roll it. Just do it. You know what I mean? It was pretty good.
He knew it was coming.
Sure, you've seen it plenty of times this season.
Yeah. So,
but so Jenny ends up obviously winning.
Yeah.
Her and Aviv have their little emotional moment. Very sweet, but
I'm over it.
It is what it is. And honestly, I'm just kind of at the point where I'm ready for the Angels to, be under a little bit of pressure. And
it's not your fault, Angels.
No, it's just
Charlie's. Bananas.
Well, and it's not even that. It's just like with any other alliance, it's not fun to just watch one alliance continue to target one side of the house over and over and over again. And so it's just nice to finally see like the Angels having to go in and them being under a little bit of pressure, and not because they're the Angels or because they're bananas, but just because that side of the house hasn't really had to feel that pressure a whole lot since the individual game started, and all the drama with bananas and Tori and Michelle and, all the shit. So
we get to target selection. And Jenny's pretty self-explanatory. She's going with Jordan, Derek, and Cory.
Yeah.
But she wants Kyland.
Yeah, she can't pick Kyland, but she wants him, but she can't have him.
She wants him, though.
Well, I mean, she had her chance in Coochie Tunnel, so.
She did. She did have her chance.
But look, here's my thing is, I want to see this next elimination because I want to see Bananas lose and Jordan get thrown in against him. I want to see someone do it, but I know nobody's going to.
I know that sucks for you, Katie, but it would be such a good elimination. Well, hopefully they would give him a good one, but
it would be, but I don't want it.
She's like, I don't want to pick Stein. No, this next daily though looks actually really interesting. It reminded me of I can't remember what season they did it on. But they did one where they were in partners. And they were in carts, and one of them had to grab flags while the other one steered them. And I can't remember which season it was. I want to say it was like Vendettas or something, but maybe it wasn't that new.
Wait, are you thinking of the tricycle one where one's on backwards?
No, they were both
there was another cart one that went like over a hill, right?
Yeah, that like went off over the water. Yeah.
Yes.
And they had to like grab the flags, but they couldn't like pull the stick out. Yeah,
yes.
Anyway, reminded me of that one. So hopefully it's entertaining to watch though.
Well, we're getting down to the end, so it's going to be entertaining to see how it's going to play out. We're going to get down to our final 4 men next week.
Yeah.
And then the final 4 women the following week.
It's going to be interesting.
With that being said, who's your guys' MVP for this episode?
Oh, no.
Me first? Oh, dear gosh. I'm going to go, honestly, MVPs, I'm going to go Kyland and Tori. They both absolutely killed that tunnel, and big props to Tori for being the first one to go in there. I know that they didn't really get a chance to see or talk, but it's still, there's still that pressure of going first.
Yeah.
So, big props to both of them. They absolutely killed the daily. They're both doing great in this game. They're both playing very smart social games. So, big props to them. And then honorable mention to Jenny. But for me, this elimination was kind of like done before it even started. So
yeah, 100%.
I wanted to give a little bit more props to the daily winners because they worked hard for that win.
Yeah. Josh, who you got?
Definitely giving it to my man KYland for killing it in the Coochie Tunnel. And then gotta give it to our girl Tori.
KYland killed it in the Coochie Tunnels.
for winning it too.
Oh my god!
And honorable mention to Jenny for that elimination. But again, it was just set up. It was inevitable for her to win. She was getting there the ball faster. She's stronger.
Single stride is longer than Aviv's. So
yeah, exactly.
Katie, who was your MVP?
Oh gosh, I think I'm just gonna follow suit and go with Kyland and Tori, but also for Tori's extra giggles that she gave us this week. Thank you, ma'am. She also had one of my lines of the night, which was, "I'm a little discombobulated because Dracula just slapped me in the face." And that just made me giggle.
Yeah, that one was good. I liked that one.
KYland and Tori, Jenny, honorable mention. I don't have a line of the night, but it's stupid. One of my favorite moments of the night was when after Tori won the daily and they were walking back in and Cory was like, went for the high five and then just walked past her and she's like, "You motherfucker." But yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, no, I didn't really think of a line of the night, but I did enjoy Bananas' line. Bananas line. where he was like, at least I know I'm not crazy. I'm stupid, but I'm not crazy.
My line of the night is from Carl when he looks at Michelle and says, "It's time to go upstairs."
We should take this upstairs.
Let's take this upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you like me.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. Well, after a lot of technical difficulties and starting way later than we want to, we're through this. We're going to let you guys go so we can go. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. So for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes, Josh, motherfucking Chambers, Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, thank you so much for tuning in to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. If you haven't subscribed, you're already an hour and a half into this. What are you doing? Rate us 5 stars if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you do anything less, we're inclined to think you're a hater. Otherwise, holiday greetings and seasons and all that good shit. Love y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I play for keeps.
Play for keeps.
Fatalities.
Got feeling into it.
Fatalities.